Hello, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have live. I'll be answering your questions to help you with your businesses, to help you grow faster, help you maximize Q4, maximize your profitability, maximize your sales, and just help you with anything I can. Sharing my experience, been in e-commerce for the last 8 years, done well over $100 million in sales and has done every possible mistake you can think of. So would love to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I did and would love to help you just grow your businesses faster. So that's my objective for today. You can drop your questions here in the chat and I'll be answering those for you. Also, if you are on watching on Instagram, if you're not watching on Instagram, then it's no good. It's no good. Let's connect on Instagram. This is my Instagram here. I already see some questions popping up. Alex Fedotov 3F at the end. Please, give me a follow on Instagram. Connect there. I'll be answering questions here, but also if there are some questions that I don't cover for some reason, or there is like too many questions, or if you have any access to resources that I'll be sharing throughout this call, there will be plenty of resources that I'll be sharing with you. Please DM me on Instagram. This is my Instagram. DM me there. Let's connect. Hey, Alex. Buenos dias, Alex. What is that? Hi, Alex. Like whichever language you speak. Bonjour. I'll take it. Anything. Just DM me there, and we'll be in touch through Instagram. That's my main platform, and I would love to help you with any of the questions you have. So drop the questions you have when it comes to Facebook advertising, when it comes to increasing your conversion rate, when it comes to choosing products to sell, when it comes to just like mindset, maybe some of the things that are stopping you from starting the business or growing the business, team building, like many things that I can help you with on that side. And I would love to just help you and share my experience so that you can avoid some of the mistakes that I did, and also to share with you things that are actually working. So I'll be answering your questions in a second. If you can just drop one in the chat, just drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if there is everything good with the sound. Just drop one in the chat, whether you're on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Just drop one. I see already some phenomenal questions here from Elias and Hatim. Hey, what's up, my man? Hatim, great to see you here. Perfect. All right, cool. So let's get it started. Yeah, just drop and as I go through these questions, just drop other questions that you have in the chat so that I can help you out. All right, we'll start with this question here from Elias. That is a great question. What is a good new customer ROAS for supplements? Good new customer ROAS is break-even ROAS. Like if you get to break-even with supplements, you are like in top 1% of all advertisers, because many supplement companies, I've seen so many like ad accounts of successful supplement companies. They're running on Facebook at 0.5, 0.8x ROAS. Some of them that are good ones that are running at 1x ROAS, which means they're spending $10,000 on ads. They're making $10,000 in sales. But where they're making money is with their repeat customers. So they're acquiring a customer, but because they know that customer on average will stick for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or even more, they know that they'll make their money on the back end. So they're just like losing money on the front end to acquire these customers. And then over time, those customers become profitable for them. So if you can get to the break-even ROAS, maybe your break-even is like 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. If it's higher than 1.7, I think you have bad margin in general for scaling. If you can get your ads to the point of break-even, with supplements, you should be in a very good spot. Because let's say if you're at a break even on Shopify or with funnels, then you add Amazon to it. So now your Shopify or your funnels growth is funneling and fueling pretty much the Amazon growth. Now you're building a very well-rounded, very sustainable business that's not just like a single channel business. So let me know if that makes sense. Elias, what strategy you use to test VSL ads and which countries you target? For us, we are targeting Big Four: United States, Canada, Australia, and UK. And which strategy we use? Just like very simple VSLs we put together. Just like, like for example, last week we did a photo shoot here in the office. We brought in three models. We did photo shoot for about like 4 or 5 hours. We shot like a bunch of B-roll. We also shot like lots of photos with the product. And so now we have like a lot of collateral to create VSLs for new products that we're testing. So that's basically the setup. Get 1, 2, 3 models, bring them together, give them the product, shoot a bunch of B-roll with them, and you'll have good kind of like material to create VSLs. Start testing those VSLs. I know some people are just like stealing content from the internet, which is not something that I recommend to test new VSLs. But if you're low on budget, like it's your call. So that's what I would recommend. Just get a few creators, shoot a bunch of B-roll with them, put VSLs together, test it out. All right. How can you scale a dropshipping store using Zendrop if the inventory is limited? I mean, Zendrop is not the only platform where you can get the suppliers. If you want good suppliers, that whether you're doing like 10 orders per day or like 50 orders per day, or you're doing like 1,000 orders per day, just DM me suppliers. I have amazing suppliers that I have worked with. Just DM me on Instagram. DM me suppliers. Alex Feratov 3F at the end. Just DM me suppliers, and I'll send you my suppliers that can ship, pretty much any product with a great price, great efficiency, good shipping lines, fast speed, good overall communication with them. I mean, like the full package, because there's a lot of scammers, suppliers that you would work with them, you would pay them money, and they would never fulfill your product. I've been scammed before like that, and I know many people have been scammed like this too. So I would recommend to just work with reliable suppliers. DM me suppliers on Instagram, and I'll send it over to you. And by the way, Ant V Naros, if you DM me on Instagram, again, this is my Instagram, DM me VSL, and anyone watching, DM me VSL on Instagram. I have some awesome resources when it comes to VSLs. I have some swipe files, I have some documents, I have some PDFs, I have lots of different things that I can help you with when it comes to the VSL implementation. Ecam, hi, I want to write the sales copy for you. DM me on Instagram, show me your work, and let's see what we can do. What are the best types of landing pages for supplements? Best types of landing pages for supplements are, in my experience, Reasons Why is a decent one, like seven reasons why, 9 reasons why. Like Kachava did extremely well over the years with that kind of format. So look at Kachava. Just Google it, Kachava reasons why, and you will see many of those examples of those listicles. Also, just advertorials, like story-based advertorials, they work extremely well. So that's something that you can test for yourself as well. And besides that, disruptor. Also, if you have disruptor angle for landing pages, for advertorials, it's a good angle as well. Disruptor is pretty much where you are, oh, this innovative company has created this product that does X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of like positioning your company as a disruptor. Another one is if you have the authority figure, if you have a doctor that's vouching for the product, then you can use that as well as like this doctor shares the secret to X, Y, and Z, and then you basically tell the story, tell the problem your product solves, and then introducing your product. Those are the best ones in my experience, specifically for supplements. Let me know, Elias, if that makes sense. These are phenomenal questions, my man. All right. Ecom newbie here. Do we really need VPN eSIM from US to target in the US if I'm from Asia? I don't know if you're talking single pass Dennis Rothman. So if you're on TikTok, I think you need it. Yeah, if you're on TikTok. If you're on Facebook, you don't need to. So yeah, I think that answers your question. Alex, you said drop shipping is hard now. You should focus on volume and selling for small price. But others say that to make a lot of money in short term, the best choice is drop shipping. I never recommend selling at a small price, like low price. If you're competing on price with your competition, it means your marketing sucks. And you will never be able to win on price, because let's say if I'm selling, let's say this is a product I'm selling, right? And I'm selling it for $30. And then, someone else comes in and they're selling it for $29. And then someone else comes in and they're selling it for $28. And so now you're competing on price, and you just like constantly pushing price to the bottom, which I think is a horrible strategy, because those businesses that just focus on very low cost and low sales price, those businesses are usually not doing well. The only ones that are doing well are the ones that have some infrastructure advantages, like Temu or Temu, this massive Chinese company. They have a massive infrastructure, like massive, like humongous. Like you or I, like we can't compete with them. Like they have infrastructure, they're sourcing products directly from factories. They're focusing on volume. They have specific agreements with shipping providers that you or I, like we don't have access to those deals, because they're just pushing so much volume. They also raise money, right? Like, I mean, if you don't have like 100 mil, just like, or like $1 billion, just like laying around, then you shouldn't be competing on price. So I think you should be only selling products at a premium price point. So learn how to sell your products for a higher price than your competition. And that's the only way to win. In my experience, just seeing so many brands come and go, you have to be in the premium segment, or at least just above the average. Like you don't want to be like, oh, it's everyone selling at 30, I'll be selling at 30. No, if everyone is selling at 30, like you should be selling at 35. You should be selling at 40, or I mean, even testing like $45 or $50 price point. So let me know if that makes sense. And you can start drop shipping with this model. And then once you have momentum with that product, you can brand it and you can make customer experience a lot better. So Brandon here, let me know, Hatim, if that makes sense. Would you recommend Meta ads for a brand starting from absolute zero as a way to find product market fit and test angles? Starting from absolute zero, yes, 100%. I mean, Meta is great for like testing angles. Meta is great for like accumulation of the data. Meta is great for scaling. Meta is great for everything. I mean, we're now like, I don't know where you're watching this, on Twitter. No, it's not Meta, but Instagram is a Meta product, Facebook is a Meta product. So Meta is and Meta advertising platform is by far the best of all of these. So I would definitely recommend it. Just think well about the marketing. I mean, you're asking good question, Brandon. Angles, so you're already familiar with angles is. So if you have good angles, you can quickly validate those angles. You can see which one of those angles resonates the best with an audience, and you can, as long as you have budget to test on Meta, like probably you'll like initially you'll just waste a few $1,000s, but if you find one good angle from it, like that's worth it. Like, I mean, that's one angle you can scale to hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in sales. So I would definitely recommend Meta for initial testing. XDRE. Hi, Alex. Have many views on my product. My CTR is good. I just have one sale. In that case, if that's your problem, then your problem is on the website, most likely. Or maybe your ads are designed just to get people to click through. So they're more like curiosity clicks. Maybe you don't give enough information about your product in the ad. You're not building enough pain of a customer. You're not educating them enough. And that's why it doesn't convert. Because if you don't explain your product well in your ad, then those clicks, you might be getting clicks and you might have like a very good click-through rate. But then when people come to the website, they came there out of curiosity. It's like, what is this? What is this product? Like, okay. And then you drop them on the product page, they see the price, and they're like, I don't know. I'm out, I don't think I need this product. So you definitely want to look at your ads, look at your funnel holistically. If you have someone who's already in e-commerce who can give you feedback, do that. XDRE. If not, drop your website, drop your ads to me on Instagram. I'll give you some feedback. Also, anyone watching, like if you want some feedback on your business, on specific challenges, don't be shy. This is my Instagram here. Don't be shy. I have a bunch of resources I can share with you. I have a bunch of tutorials I can share with you. Like I literally have a problem because I face pretty much every problem that there is like in e-commerce, and I have solutions for pretty much all of those. So, and if I don't have a solution, I know someone who has a solution, and I'll be able to help you. So don't be shy. This is my Instagram here. Just shy people don't get rich. Just remember that. Very rarely. Oh, actually, no, not at all. I mean, they're not getting rich. So don't be shy. DM me on Instagram. DM me the challenges you have right now in your business, and I would love to help you with resources, with different SOPs, with tutorials, with templates. I have so many things I can share with you. So just drop it here. Even like giving you feedback on the landing page, just some external feedback. Okay, if your landing page sucks, I'll tell you that, right? So now you can go ahead and adjust it, and you can make it better, and you can fix your business. So that's my goal. Literally, that's my goal for this, for these calls, for you guys to get better understanding of what the real problem is, so you can address it. Ilias, what is a good returning customer rate for supplements? Mine is 30%. 30% is very decent, my friend. It depends on the supplement. It depends on the customer, like kind of like avatar that you're going after. 30 to 50% is very decent. The best ones, top ones, getting like 60, 70, 80%. But yeah, 30% is very decent. Try to get it to 50. But this is overall a good, great questions, by the way. Thank you so much, Ilias, for dropping those. Let's connect on Instagram. We'd love to help you with any resources to help you scale your supplement brand. This is my Instagram. Please just DM me on Instagram, and we'll chat there. And let me see here. Next questions. All right. What is your test result? What question from Con7. What is your test result of testing broad and new accounts with 0 pixel? I mean, it works. Like, I mean, probably like what, 50, 60% of all of the things that we're testing, brand new on the broad, they're working. Other ones don't, but that's fine. But I would definitely recommend, if you're testing, let's say, a new product, have some specific targeting options, have some specific interests, let's say, that you're going after, but also test some broad. Because if broad works, it means your product appeals to a big demographic of people, and it means it's very scalable. So and if you get something to work on broad, then the only thing that you would have to worry about is your creatives, and you just can completely forget about like targeting and like sitting in your ads manager. You only have to focus on the creatives. Fan of DTC. How do you get to 1 million a month in Germany? How many products I need to test per day? How many products you need to test per day? I think it's a wrong question. The question that I would ask here would be like, how many products do I need to hit 1 million a month in Germany? And the question is between like probably 1 and 5 products, and that's it. And how many products we need to test per day? I wouldn't focus on how many products you need per day, but how many products you need to test in general to hit those like 5, let's say, winners. And that's usually between, depending how well you test it. If you test it well, if you have some custom content, if you have some good scripts, then you wouldn't test as many products per day. But let's say you do like 1 to 3 good tests per week, and let's say you win, like your win rate is like 33%. So now you just found a winner within a week, right? So that's how I would look at it. And unless you're running some kind of general store, which I don't recommend running general stores. General stores are very hard to make work, and also they're not building anything for the long term. I would recommend to just testing products in the same niche, and then identifying which products resonate the best, and then work on other products within that same niche so that you can upsell your customers more products. Romasha, how often to bump the budget on Meta? If one day it can be 3x 4x ROAS, and the next day 1.0 and non-profitable. I mean, if you're only looking at like daily results, then you'll just drive yourself nuts. What we do is we're looking at ads for at least 3 days results. So on average, let's say one day is 3x 4x, next day is 1.0, next day is again, let's say 3-4x. So on average, it's kind of like comes down to like 2.5. Then it's a good ad, right? Or it's a good ad set. So I would look at it from the bigger time frame, at least 3 days, if you want to maintain your ads, because otherwise, like, you just have to turn off your ads every day because they drop in performance, and they will inevitably drop in performance because Facebook simply doesn't have that like consistency day over day. It's kind of like it goes like this, right? It goes like this, but overall, over time, it goes up if your ads are good and if your product resonating with people. So I would just look at it from the bigger time frame, at least 3 days. And how often to bump the budget? Bump the budget on good days, drop the budget on bad days. That's what we do. On good days, we are increasing the budgets, and throughout the day we can increase the budget for like 5x 10x sometimes. So if we have like $100 a day and it works well, then we can just take it to a lot higher numbers. And if it doesn't work, we're just not scaling on that particular day. And usually we're making those decisions in the morning, because in the morning, if it works, then it's a scalable ad, and if not, we're not touching it. Let me know if that makes sense, Romasha. On landing pages, do you make the CTA button fire as a to C event on Metapixel? Yeah, you can definitely do that. Add to cart event. So then you also see how much is the cost per add to cart event, how much is the cost per add to cart on your dashboard, so that you also can optimize your ads as a secondary metric, obviously, besides the direct ROAS. How much does it cost you to get to add to cart? And let's say if add to cart should be like, less than like $5 or $3, then you would also use it to shut down the ads quicker. If you see that certain like ad sets or certain creatives are simply not getting people to add to the cart. Elias, let me know if that makes sense. Question from Sound and Ambient Central. How do you make good creatives for wow products that are not problem solvers but are really cool, like that viral spinning LED hologram? Is it possible to do it without shooting our own videos? Again, some people just taking content, like stealing it from other people, from TikTok, from YouTube, from Instagram. I don't recommend that. But again, if you're low on budget, I mean, that's a risk. That's totally up to you. Another aspect here is yeah, I mean, you need to make your own ads. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to innovate, if you want to move fast, the best thing that you can do is just ship the product to yourself, or ship the product to content creators and make some own ads of your own. And sometimes you can order similar products on platforms like Amazon or some other ones, so that you can shoot content with them and you can move a lot faster. All right, Romasha, are you running campaigns directly to the product page on Shopify store, or only through ClickFunnels? I mean, we're using Funnelish and we're using Checkout Champ in our business. And we are mostly on the cold traffic. We're running traffic to those. And then with Shopify, we're mostly driving like retargeting. We are running like email campaigns. We're running Google ads to our Shopify store. And then on the cold acquisition, it's mostly Funnelish or Checkout Champ. All right, so sound and ambient central. Another great question here. When launching a product with low budget, is it a good idea to have an advertorial along with it, or should I first release the product page alone, and if it succeeds, use an advertorial or VSL? Yeah, test it with product page if you're on a low budget. See what metrics you can get. And especially if you're just starting out with advertorials. By the way, I have some awesome advertorial resources. If you drop me a message on Instagram, just say advertorial on Instagram, I'll send you some awesome resources when it comes to advertorials. I have some templates, I have swipe files, I have documents, I have PDFs, I have tutorials. I have so many different resources I can send your way. So just drop me DM on Instagram. So, man, I mean, so many great questions. So many great questions. Ooh. I don't know. Oh, these are amazing questions. Let me know. Oh, there's like probably 50 questions here. All right. Okay. Alroy, I'm in BBA course. What tips can you give us? I made about 10 sales and I'm working on UGC content as my creatives were not working. Okay, good stuff, my man. Thank you so much for joining BBA. UGC content, number one, find someone who's already doing UGC well. Everything in life you want to do, there is probably someone who's already who's done it already. It's as simple as that. And you want to basically model what's working for those people. So find a competitor of yours that done UGC well, then basically reverse engineer their ad. And what I mean by reverse engineering their ad is, let's say if they have 10 seconds of the video, right? They have the person talking to the camera, and then they have piece of footage. And then you basically kind of like create an outline, like in a Google Doc, what pieces of footage they have in that specific UGC content piece, and also what script they have to make that ad successful. So I'll share my screen. This is what you can do. For example, if you're using a platform like Get Hooked, like you can literally create a script for your ad. Let me show you like in a second. You can create the script and you can model that script. I would recommend just to model what's working for other people first. That's how you learn the fastest. So I'll share my screen here in a second. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? All right, I'm sharing my screen. All right, sharing my screen. All right, sharing my screen right now. All right, sharing my screen here. All right, sharing my screen, right? So let's say I'm browsing here, right? So we have 8.6 million ads inside of Get Hooked. So I'm filtering by video. Let's say I want to find, oh, boom. All right, so now I just found a nice UGC ad. I'm saving it here. I can download this ad, and I can also generate a script for this ad. So now you would have the scripts for your ad. You guys, my mom and I found the coolest Korean sheet mask that you wear to sleep and take it off in the morning for maximum hydration. Mask is actually meant to be on your face for hours. And so now you can see what kind of footage they have here. And the footage is really simple, right? So it's literally like there is a voiceover here that you can create using tools like 11 Labs. And then there's like two people that are just looking in the camera for this specific ad, right? Look in the camera, like putting some mask on their face. So this is the outline of the ad. So once you have it, you can send it to content creators so they can pretty much like replicate this ad for you. Another one here, right? So no, this is not UGC. Let me see. All right, so another UGC ad, right? Just like that. Again, I just save this ad to my swipe file, and then I generate all of my lights. Where's all of my light sleepers at? I have a little hack that I have to share with you guys. I know a lot of you bam. All right, so the person is just literally talking to the camera. Now you can see there's some footage of the product. Now there's a person using the product with voiceover on the back. So you basically break down all of this, and now the person is laying on the bed. Now the person is sharing the product and talking about it. So now this is the outline for the content creator that you could use to replicate and sell your own product. So the best first step always is to find someone who's already done it successfully, and then just to like reverse engineer their ad and recreate it yourself. So even in other languages. So this person is talking about something, and then the person is not even talking to the camera. Person is like literally just like doing something on screen, and there is voiceover on the back end in German. Woche. Du stiegst as andere Bergmecken sech. Mechsen auf der Fragen. Wie auch trains. Yeah, anyway, so this is basically what it looks like. And you can find these ads like in whatever your competitor is, just find your best competitors. The best people that are the best advertisers, they're constantly spying and they're constantly swiping best performing ads from other people, because that's how we learn. We learn by modeling, we learn by copying. Like even if you look at some of the best performing movies of all time, those are usually movies that have a little bit like some small element from this movie, some small element from this movie. They constantly looking for inspiration. So that's what you want to do. You want to constantly look for inspiration and then model something that's working for other people. And then over time, you learn how to make your own stuff, how to make more unique stuff, how to innovate. But initially, it's mostly just copying what's working for other people. Let me know if that makes sense. So that's when it comes to UGC, find a competitor that's doing well with UGC and just rip it. Not rip it, but like replicate what they have. Script, slightly adjusted. Content, replicated, slightly adjusted. And that's a good starting point. Let me know if that makes sense. Alroy Burkhunt Ferrach. I'm thinking that my pixel is in trouble, also in the learning phase, so it will make sense to start with new pixel all over again. I'm in the third day of testing. Traffic is terrible. If you can DM me on Instagram, I would love to give you some personalized feedback, because I want to see what the problem really is. Is the problem that the ads are not good or like low quality? Is the problem that your funnel or your website is not good enough? So just DM me your questions, and anyone watching, please, if I haven't answered your question yet, just drop it to me directly on Instagram, because once we finish this call, all of these questions will be gone, and I want to make sure that I answered all of the questions from you. So just DM me here on Instagram. Again, don't be shy. Shy people don't get rich. Um, and I'll help you there. But the first thing always is to identify what is the real constraint. And most likely, Berkant, your constraint is not the pixel. Most likely, your constraint is either the ads or the funnel, or maybe the product itself, right? There's only three main variables. If you have the right product, if you have good ads, and if you have good funnel, then it will be profitable and you'll be making money. So DM me on Instagram, send me the link to some of your stuff, and I'll give you some feedback. I'll see how I can help you. How much money do I need to have the best chance? How much money? I mean, a few $1,000s, but then it also depends like how fast you learn and how fast you accumulate new skills and how fast you learn from your mistakes. Those are the biggest things. Like, I mean, you can spend $100,000 testing different things, but if you're not learning from your mistakes, then you'll just waste $100,000. So how fast you learn, if someone is guiding you who already has experience, so you can avoid some of these mistakes and you can just accelerate your learning curve. That could be a good shortcut for you. But overall, if you're starting, let's say with paid advertising, it's a few $1,000s. If you're starting organic, just like TikTok organic, for instance, then it could be even less than that. Could be like under $1,000 because you don't have to pay for the advertising spend. But then you'll have to put more of your effort and more of your time in order to create good content. How much time do I need to learn dropshipping? Ahmad, I think the better question, the better question to ask here would be, how much time do I need to learn? How much? I mean, it's not something that you learn once. It's something that you learn every single day. If you want to become good, like if you just want to like make few dollars, then yeah, I mean, probably like in 30, 40, 50 hours. Like if you learn well, you can have like good understanding of e-commerce and what things are actually important to make products work. But if you want to not just like make few dollars, but build something that you can make money for the rest of your life, then it's just ongoing process. You have to be continuously like learning, consuming resources, just participating like other communities where you can learn from other people who are a few steps ahead of you, and that is just ongoing process. So I would just think about this differently, right? If you're looking at it as something that can absolutely change your life, because it can, then it cannot be just like one-time transactional. Oh, it's like 20 hours I learned. It's not a fucking university. Like in university, it's like, yeah, in 5 years you learn how to become, I don't know, a doctor, right? Or a lawyer. Like, but it doesn't mean shit. I mean, you learn the skills in the university. Now you have to apply them in real world environment, and you still have to learn. If you want to be a good doctor, like not good doctor that's like was trained like 10 years ago, but good doctor right now that understands all the technology, understands like what's working right now, what new like methods and techniques are there, then it's just like never ending process. And so I would just look at it from the longer term perspective. And that's, because if you have this like very short-term mindset, it's like, oh, it's like I want to spend like 1 hour and not a minute more to learn this. It's like, it's a failing mindset. Like that mindset will fail you, because then you're not really committed to becoming good at it. And the world really compensates people that are very good at what they do. Let me know if that makes sense, Ahmad. I'm sorry if it's a harsh feedback, but I wish someone gave me this feedback when I was starting out. Someone gave me shit initially, because I also had these like expectations that it will be like, yeah, just like a little bit time I spend on it, it's like, and it makes money. No, it's not. It's like you have to constantly just commit to becoming very good at it and constantly learn every single day. Boba, question from Boba: how long did it take you to become profitable with saturated custom products? Depends on the product. Usually between like 1 week to like 2-3 months. 2-3 months. Like if the product has potential and you constantly looking at it and you fixing different things, either with your ads, with your funnel, then you can make product profitable. So that's my personal experience. And Carolina Rodriguez, is it good Shopify platform for launch products and services for women, new brand? Yeah, Shopify is a great platform. Shopify, you can sell almost anything. As long as product something that people want, people like the product, then Shopify is a phenomenal platform to get started with, especially with new brand, product, services. Yeah, Shopify is a great platform. All right, so Swayam Bikash, how to reduce return. I forgot this abbreviation, RTO. 75%. Is it 75%, 80% people that are returning the order, or 75, 80% who keep their order? I think it's cash on delivery, if I'm not mistaken. Just please clarify it here in the comments, and I'll give you my answer. How to create winning creatives? Usually just modeling what other people that are successful in your specific niche are doing. And again, that's why I love Get Hooked, because it shows me who's actually good. Let me see. Let me just compress it here so that you can see my screen. You can see which advertisers are actually doing well. Like, so here, for instance, if you go to the brand spy, you basically can spy on any brand that you want, right? So, for example, there's these brands here that are okay, but they don't have that many ads, right? They only have, you can see, few ads that are active. So this is how many active ads they have. But for example, this one here, it has pretty good amount of winning ads, and you can see how many ads they have launched. So for example, in September, they launched 142 ads. In August, they launched 118 ads. And again, the tool name is Get Hooked AI. And so now you see, okay, so this competitor seem to know like what they're doing. Just in a few days of October, they already launched 58 new ads. And this is the product they're selling. There's nothing unique about this product. I think you can you can find this product on on AliExpress, on Alibaba, and you can see just like that. So for people that are looking for like winning products, or people that are looking for winning ads, winter darkness and red lights, you can see this is the ad, right? Just a demonstration of the product. Someone from Australia, I think these are some Australian e-commerce entrepreneurs, right? So you see some people like selling the product. So now, like, you see like that you can model this brand because they're launching quite a lot of ads. You don't want to be modeling someone, for example, that only has few active ads. It means, they don't really have the good ads in the first place. They're not scaling. And so now, for instance, like this one here, I know what kind of product they're selling here. This one already been they scaled very nicely here, and then just dropped, right? So now imagine you're trying to model someone who launched their ad, or like, for example, this one here, 0 active ads. Like, you don't want to be modeling someone like this. Like, you want to be modeling someone who has, let's say, 186 active ads. They launched 1,447 ads. And in October, they launched 207. So these are the brands that you want to be looking at. Another one here, 637. You can see 400. So you have, okay. And they've been like, you can see they're launching every month. This month so far, they already launched 21 ads. And so it's always very, very important who you are modeling. And by the way, I have like a swipe file of like probably what, 200, 300 like winning ads. If you want me to share it with you, just DM me swipe file on Instagram, and I'll send you swipe files of the ads that you can model. And then obviously you can use Get Hooked. I'll drop it on the screen as well, to pretty much spy on any brand you want and to see which ones of these brands, of the brands you should even model. Some of them will be waste of time. Some of the products will be waste of time. So you wanna do proper like investigation before you commit to any of the products, before you just start wasting time and effort and money to test some products, because you want to model something that already is proven to work. Let me know if that makes sense. Ecom Keyvan tested the product with great metric sales the first 2 days. On the third day, my CTR halved and got zero sales out of nowhere. What could be the reason for such a drastic change in testing? That's how Facebook operates. Just get used to it. Facebook usually would give you that initial like few customers, and then it would drop, but it doesn't mean that the product is not good. Most people would just give up. Ecom Kevin, thank you so much for asking this question, because I think that is a great lesson for everyone who's in e-commerce. Most people would just say, oh, my product died. Oh, my product is saturated. No, it's just how the platform works. Facebook just runs out of customers for you, for your business, and you have to like give it some more variables. You have to keep testing new ads. You have to keep testing, the advertorials or landing pages or product pages to get and maintain that momentum. But it doesn't mean that the product died. And most people would just like give up at this point because, oh, the first 2 days were profitable, but now it's not. It probably means that like, yeah, no one would buy my product, and product is that, and e-commerce is that, and e-commerce is scam, and Alex, you're not like good person because you told me that e-commerce is not that, and it turns out to be that. And it's like, all right. So let me know if that makes sense. Just keep testing. Just give it more time. Give it more time. Don't give up. That's usually how Facebook recommends. We have it all the time. We're testing new product and it's promising, and then it's like drops in performance, but then it averages out. If you're looking at it from the bigger like time perspective, let's say 7 days, okay, on average it's kind of like okay, right? So some days are worse, some days are better. So again, what we do on bad days is just like we're trying to minimize the losses, so we're lowering the budgets on our ads so they don't overspend. But when the days are good, we're trying to scale up, and that's how you, like, on average, you just grow your business over time. What tools do you use to make your shop popular and famous? Popular in Facebook? I mean, we use this tool called Facebook ads. It's a great tool. It can make you famous and popular, and you can just, and the way you do it is like you spend $1 in Facebook ad, and like it gives you like $2, $3 back, and then in the process of doing that, it makes you popular and famous. I don't know if that makes sense. Please let me know, Squazzy. I'm just kidding, but yeah, that's what it is. I mean, advertising makes your brand basically grow, right? That's how you do it. Alternatively, you can make your tool, you can make your store like popular and famous, but by collaborating with many like influencers that are posting about your product. But in order to do that, you need to have some kind of like unique product or some special product, so that it's not something that has been commoditized by other people. Paco, hey Alex, why is it only some brands use a direct response approach with their funnels when it's clearly the way to go if you want to make more money? I don't get it. Is long form VSLs and advertorials funnels not for everyone? No, I mean, this is such a great perspective, Paco, and I feel the same way. I think it's about people just caring too much what their brand would look like, and kind of like the brand. They think that by using direct response, they would hurt their brand perception, or they would hurt their like what people think of their brand, and it's totally false. As long as you do it properly, like you can just, if you combine both brand and direct response, it can be like a superpower. But people think that they can grow profitably using just brand advertising, but they're not fucking Nike, and even Nike, I mean, Nike has been around for like 40 years. And so I think it's just a limiting belief that a lot of entrepreneurs have, but it's good for people like you and I, so that we can have more, we can spend more money on ads with less competition. So definitely stick to advertorials and funnels. And that is some of the, like, probably one of the best tools that you can grow the business very fast. Brandon, when do you know the ad is not a winner? It's based on ad spend, time, or a multiple of AOV? It's a great question, Brandon. Ad spend, yes, ad spend and time for the most part. It's like, let's say if you spend, if your CPA, let's say is let's say your CPA, like maximum CPA that you can spend to acquire a customer at the break even, is, let's say, $50. And if you spend, let's say, $100 on the ad, and it got you like no sales, no add to carts, like metrics on the ad, they look average or below average, then you know that ad is not good. But now another factor there is, is the quality of editing. How good are your video editors? So for example, you can give the same script and the same b-roll to someone who's good video editor, and the ad will be a winner, versus you give it to someone who's average video editor, and that ad will be a loser. And so video editors in that process are crucial to make ads successful. And I have some awesome resources when it comes to video editors specifically, because it's like one of the most important people you can have on your team to make good VSLs. And good creatives in general. So just DM me video editor on Instagram, and I'll send you some great resources on how to filter them, how to find them, how to train them. I have some tutorials on team building in general, because that will be the factor in my experience, because we've tested it so many times where we would give a script to a video editor and the ad would flop, and we would think, yeah, this ad sucks, or this script sucks, or this creative sucks. But it just was the bad quality of the editing in general that caused that ad to flop. And we gave it to the right video editor, and the ad became a winner that spent like $200,000. So that's just DM me here, DM me video editor on Instagram. This is my Instagram, and I'll send you some resources to help you with that. All right. So what do you? Okay, Squazzy. Another part of the question. What do you use to make your shops and products popular and famous? Does your product actually have to be interesting and useful? Yeah, the product needs to be useful. The product needs to solve the problem. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. But it's also how you advertise the product. If you advertise the product with in an interesting way, let's say if you're using like UGC or you're using VSLs to sell your product instead of some, boring ads, then that by itself will help you to make the product more interesting. Because it's not only about the products. If you think about the products themselves, there is not that many products that are totally unique. You can source pretty much almost any product. If you go to Alibaba, you go to AliExpress, you go to Zendrop, you can source pretty much any product you want. But then the only difference between people that are, like testing those products and those products don't work, and versus people that are making millions of dollars with those same products, is the quality of ads and quality of advertising. So that's what I would focus on to make your product interesting. And also usefulness is a very relative kind of like perspective, right? So useful for some people could be, some people will think it's useful, some people will think it's useless. But how you communicate it, if you communicate the value of the product with a VSL that has a story of the person that has specific problem, and this product solves that problem for them, now people realize how useful the product can actually be for them, and now they'll buy it, right? So it's also how you explain it. So everything comes down to the storytelling. how much um, how much budget should you recommend to start to reach 1 million per year, just rolling money again and again in business? Mirza, great stuff. A great question. So for business to become self-sustainable, I mean, you can start with like $10,000, and if the business is profitable, it will be self-sustainable from there. Um, yeah, I mean that's that's pretty much it. And every business, depending on kind of other aspects of the business you have, like what are your payment processing, what are your quality of products in general. Because if you have, let's say, very high return ratios, then that will slow your business from growing. So there's few factors there, but in my experience, like if you start with like $10,000-$20,000, that can help you to build some self-sustainable business if you do it right. But if that's your first business, then probably at the beginning you'll make some mistakes. That's just inevitable. You'll make some decisions that are not the best, and so that will just be more. You just have to spend like another like $5,000-$10,000 to compensate for all the mistakes that you did. Romasha, thank you. When testing a new product, do you create custom VSL with real actors content or short ads with B-roll? That is a great question. We test both. VSLs have just like worked the best out of all of the formats that we've tested. So for us, we basically go with VSLs from day one with real actors. But depending on the product that you sell, I would definitely recommend to test shorter ads with B-roll. 100% test it out. You don't have to get actors. You can just have pieces of content with your product, some content that you source, and then just have voiceover over it using apps like 11 Labs, and that can work very well. So that would depend on the product that you sell, Nico. I don't know what kind of product you sell, but I would recommend to test both formats to know for sure. So in the morning, I can have solid 35-40% net profit, but by evening, I might have zero sales. My profit is gone. Have you experienced this? What do you recommend to do? I would recommend to, if you see that towards the end of the day, your profitability decreases, I would recommend just to change the budget on your ads so that you are you're not overspending on those ads that are not profitable, that are declining in performance. So let's say if you had the budget of like $500 per ad set, just for example, and let's say if once you spend like $200-$300, you see that you're basically breaking even or like you're losing money with that specific ad set, I would lower the budget from 500 to 300 so that on that specific day it wouldn't spend more than like 300, so that you cut your losses on days where the results are not that good. And when results are good on certain days, that's where you basically increase the budgets to maximize the momentum. Let me know if that makes sense, Ramasha. Christian Petresky. Top 3 books to read. Let me give you some books here. So, number 1, Breakthrough Advertising, highly recommended. If you want to become a good marketer, if you want to know how to sell products, Breakthrough Advertising, classic book. I think costs like $150, but it's a great book. Will give you just kind of like better understanding of the marketing in general. Another one is this, more like a mindset book. It's called How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. So he's the founder of Maxim magazine and some other successful like magazines. He had a net worth of about $500 million when he died. A very good mindset book. Will change some beliefs for you and will help you to overcome some limiting beliefs. And probably Probably this one too. Also mindset one. Often wrong, never in doubt. This is a great book. Mindset book by Donny Deutsch, also successful entrepreneur. So these three books I would recommend. There is many more, but I would focus more on the don't think that reading the book will fix your business. It won't. It will just kind of like give you some perspectives, and also at the same time, not everything you'll read in the books will be directly applicable to your business. But these books are foundational, right? So I would start with these, and then you can learn. But just make sure that you don't over prioritize reading books over like actually like running your business and making mistakes in the real world, because that's what actually will give you the experience and the practice to get to scale your business. So that's what I would recommend. And another question here: is 11 Labs better than Play HT? Is it free? I would recommend both. 11 Labs, I don't know. I don't know if it's free, and I don't know if it's free, but it's definitely not like very expensive. It's like 10, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. I don't know. It's definitely worth it. Play HT is good. I think we tested it with a team. It's pretty good. Just test out and find the voices that makes the most sense for you. And that sound more genuine, don't sound like robotic. I think AI became like very, very good at it. These days, AI is pretty good at like creating voices that are very, very realistic. And I'll answer some of these. And by the way, I have I think it comes down to creative or VSLs. I have so many resources to share with you guys when it comes to creatives and VSLs, voiceover. So just DM me Alex Fedotov 3F at the end. I'll send you some amazing resources and tutorials to create amazing ads. And that's what I would just DM me. Don't be shy. Hamendra, you've been working out, looking fit. Thank you, sir. I lost like 20 pounds, gained some muscle, and working on all areas of my life besides just the business. Definitely got fat, so been working on that, and it's looking good. Thank you so much. Romasha, maybe it makes sense to turn off the unprofitable campaigns for tomorrow. I would not recommend turn off unprofitable campaigns. You can test it for yourself. In my experience, just lowering the budgets, right? Because if you turn off, then it's kind of like the whole kind of like learning cycle repeats over again. So just downscale the budgets to where it doesn't like overspend on bad days. And guys, I'm sorry, I have to go, but it's been a great pleasure chatting with you and answering your question. I know I haven't answered all of the questions for you, so please just drop me a questions that you have that I have not answered directly on Instagram. So this is my Instagram here. Don't be shy. Just DM me on Instagram. Drop your questions. There are also a bunch of resources I want to share with you. DM me creative if you want to fix your creatives. DM me VSL if you want some resources on cracking VSLs for your business. DM me Facebook ads if you want some resources on testing, optimizing, and scaling your Facebook ads specifically for Q4. DM me Q4 if you want some great resources to maximize your sales and profit this Q4. DM me team if you have some team in place, or you're looking to build a team and you're looking to improve their performance. Just DM me team. I have some awesome resources on that topic. So I have a bunch of different resources I want to just help you with, and just give you feedback on what you're doing right now in your business to help you grow faster, to help you grow more profitably, and help you maximize this Q4. So I know some of the questions here I have not answered. Please drop those directly to my Instagram through DMs. Don't be shy. Just click DM message, and if I don't answer, just like follow up. Hey Alex, 3 question marks, and I'll help you out with anything I can. And I appreciate you guys so much joining me today. It's been a tremendous session. Many great questions here. and many great takeaways. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. We'll have another killer call on Wednesday, so looking forward to that.